Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
I can.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. My name is Frank Pangilinan with Évoralight, and today we're going to talk about our products. Appreciate your time in joining us, and I'll turn this over to Dan Lappin, who is our West Coast
recorded.
and
And
to your
to your
left, you should be able to ask Q&As. And during the presentation, Dan will be happy to answer those. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to Dan Lappin. Dan?
Hey, how you doing? Frank, thanks so much for the intro. My name's Dan Lappin. I'm a regional sales manager for the West Coast, covering most of the western states from the coast out through to Texas and Kansas. And today I'll just be giving you a little rundown about all the different products we have, new ones that are coming out, just the various features and benefits of how they can be used. So yeah, I'll kick off with the presentation. All right, so presentation is harnessing the power of Évoralight's latest LED lighting solutions. If any point you need to drop any questions, there should be a little chance to drop some questions in the Q&A. And yeah, between slides, I can answer those for you. Okay. Okay, first off, the Évoralight experience. Okay, so company overview. Yep, we've been around manufacturing premium LED tape lighting, different various fields, including specialty lighting since 2010. And we believe, we offer what we believe to be the industry's longest warranty at 15 years for most of the products that we keep here in stock. We're a quality-focused premium linear lighting manufacturer. We have a near clinical obsession for making the highest quality luminaires at a price that will allow partners, reps, and distributors to share in the rewards of our growth. We design and manufacture powerfully elegant, purpose-centric linear lighting solutions. So yes, we do pride ourselves on high quality options, some in excess of 15-year warranty, but at a fairly reasonable price point, stacked up against a lot of our competitors. Okay, so what makes us different from the competition? Number one, as I just outlined, we have high quality products, but at a value engineered price point. So yes, we can beat out a lot of the competition with those prices without compromising quality. All the products that we have, they've been tested rigorously. We ensure compatibility with everything we have and should hopefully make for a pretty seamless installation. On top of that, we have innovative control options. I'm going to go through some of those in a couple of minutes. We have top-notch, hassle-free customer service, project support, and technical support, whether that's quote requests, whether it's just a matter of just sending us, schematics, rough details, or any issues you experience in the field. We have a team, business hours during the week. We're always a phone call or an email away. And we're going to listen to you guys. And we're always going to try and develop new products as well. So if there's something you see in our product line, there's a hole that you think we're missing, if we hear enough of that, please send the requests. We're always looking to develop new products and new solutions for your needs. Okay, number one. So our bread and butter being linear lighting, and that would be strip lights. Okay, so we carry numerous different types of lighting options here. All of these ones you see are spec grade. They're manufactured with a double thick strip. The PCB itself is built with 4 ounces of copper, whereas a lot of competitors, they only build them with 2 ounces. It allows for significantly better heat sinking, longevity, hence the 15-year warranty that we can offer. So starting at the top, the Ascend 15, this is kind of the entry-level product for our spec grade tape. It's about 130 lumens per foot. Perfect for low-key accent lighting. You can do longer run lengths with it. Available in indoor IP20, outdoor IP65, and it has a very high CRI rating as well. As you can see with all of these, they're all above 95. On top of that, lots of clients, they do ask us, how's the R9 value? So the R9 of this one, the red specifically in the wavelengths here. That one is over 95 for most of these products as well. So you're going to get a quality, crisp, clear light. Okay, second option is the Ascend. That one is the mid-range option that we have. One of our most popular products. Peaks 300 lumens per foot. Does depend on the color temperature, which you can see. We have numerous different ones from 2400 up to 5K. Again, available in indoor and outdoor. Next one is the Prime series. It's more of a high output option. Luckily, it's dimmable, as with all of the lights we offer are. Also available in different temperatures, indoor and outdoor rated, high CRI. And that covers the three white lights that we have, low, medium, and high output. Next one is a dim to warm option. So it doesn't require any fancy controls to do this. Basically, if you hook it up to a dimmer, when it's on bright, it's 3000 Kelvin. Slide that down, slowly goes down to an 1800 candlelight. Fairly bright at its max at 300 lumens. The fifth option is the tunable white LED. This one you would hook up to, well, I'll go into a bit more detail on controls later. There's numerous ways to control this, but you can dim it and you can specifically pinpoint the temperature that you would like. I know a lot of clients will ask for this. They're not happy on just a fixed temperature. They like to kind of mix it up depending on the mood, depending on the time of day. You can go from your old school, your softer 2700, peaking all the way up to that crisper, more clinical looking 6200. On top of that, it is dimmable as well. Next, we have our color changing options, which I know it's something a lot of clients will be asking for, starting with the Roam RGB 44. This is, I would say, medium to high output RGB. It hits about 16 million colors if you have the right controller. Not everyone's eye is going to pick out all 16 million, but it's nice to have the option anyway. Once again, all of these RGBs are indoor rated or outdoor rated if you need them to be. Next option is the Roam RGB W58, a little more higher powered. And the beauty of this one is it does have an integrated, dedicated white light. So instead of the typical RGB mixing the red, the green, and the blue to give you the LED kind of off-white color, this has a really nice looking 3000 Kelvin. So you can pick one over the other depending on the occasion. And it's fully dimmable as well. The cool thing about this is the same chip will produce the red, green, blue, pink, purple, multicolors, and the white as well. So we can densely pack those in together for a pretty tight LED pitch. Finally, we have what is one of the most requested tapes at the moment. It's the Roam RGB Tunable White 55. Very similar to the one that I just discussed, but you have full control over the white. So not only do you have a dedicated white at 3000, you can slide that from soft white, 2400, all the way up to 6500. And again, this is dimmable and there's a few different ways you can control this. We'll touch upon that pretty soon. Okay, number 2, extrusions. So of course, the first thing for a project that you'll want to address is obviously the lights. Next piece of the puzzle is likely going to be extrusions. How are you going to mount that? So we offer numerous different extrusions with different features, different benefits. They're all aluminum. They come in 1 meter or 39-inch field cuttable lengths. Most of them, well, the first 3 you can see here, we have the Tokyo, the Oslo, and the Madrid. They're all designed to be surface mounted, and they work with a few different types of covers. All of them have a frosted cover to help diffuse the light. Some have a clear, if it's just a matter of protecting the light, to protect it from dust. And some of them even have a heavier frosting, which you can see, opal, listed on them. So the frosted covers seem to be the most popular as they allow for some diffusion and not too much in terms of light loss. The opal cover is a significantly heavier frosting. It's perfect for if it's a direct fixture. So if it's something mounted into a wall, on the wall, and you're trying to get rid of the dots, you want it to look linear, you want it to look seamless, opal is a pretty nice option there. So Tokyo here, It says, yeah, it's great for both direct and indirect lighting applications. It could be coves, walls, decorative applications, and many more. Oslo is just as good. It's a little bit slimmer, a little bit more low-key, often used in cabinets, coves, stairs, handrails, amongst others. And same for the Madrid, another option that's fantastic for cabinets, shelving, and coves. Next option is the Milan, similar to a couple of the ones above, but this one is designed to actually be recessed. You might not be able to see in the slide here, but it does have little flanges, little wings on the side, just to cover any cuts, any grooves you've made to mount that one in. Yeah, that one's great in woodworking, cabinetry. I've seen it used in stair handrails. That's a pretty nice option. Next one is the Berlin. It is significantly bigger. It technically will fit two LEDs in there side by side without connectors. Great thing about this one is it's, excuse me, it's designed for mudding applications. So with drywall, you can really embed this into the wall. Seen it used in ceilings and walls. They're certainly a pretty nice option. Next, we have the, excuse me, we have the Vienna. You can probably see by the picture here, and it says under type as well. It shines at an angle, so it's a little 45-degree angle. You can put that into corners. It's perfect for under cabinet if you're looking to hit both the countertop and the backsplash. You can move that around to see where you like the light to splash there. And you probably noticed under the beam angle has the widest beam angle at 125 degrees. This one seems to be a pretty popular one. Finally, the Lima. No frills about this one. It's purely for functional purposes. So while all of these aluminum tracks do provide a heat sink for the lights, pulling the heat away from the sensitive stuff like the resistors and the chips, that's all the Lima does. It's just a flat piece of aluminum purely for heat sinking. We would recommend using this for an application if there are any budget issues and you're looking to kind of draw the lifespan of the LED out. The Lima is a fantastic option for that. Simple but effective. Yeah, again, any questions, put them in the Q&A and I can answer those. But otherwise, I'll head to the next slide. Okay, number 3, drivers. So we've knocked down lights, we've knocked down the mounting with extrusions. Next is drivers. So everything you see in this presentation, currently on our website, it's all low voltage. So that means you're very, very likely going to need some kind of LED driver to step that down to a safe 24 volts. Okay, so starting out with dimmable options, we have the Astric universal driver. We call it universal. It works with many different types of dimming, including 0 to 10. We have a compatibility list on the website to show specifically which dimmers it works with. But many clients have paired it with third-party dimmers, and there's been pretty good levels of success there. So while we can't guarantee compatibility with all third-party hardware, this one is probably the best bet if you're looking to do so. The other option is the Lutron High Lume Premier Dimmable Driver. This works with a specific Lutron switch. We onboarded this a while back because we had some architects that were looking to have dimming down to 0.1%. And using this one with the specifically compatible Lutron switch will allow you to do so. Next, we have the non-dimmable drivers. So it's a strange thing to say, but just to cover it, non-dimmable doesn't necessarily mean non-dimmable in this case. I know that sounds very, very strange thing to say. Basically, these 3 drivers, they're non-dimmable with switches. They're non-dimmable on the line voltage side. We'll cover in a minute how they technically can be used in a dimmable setup. So we distribute for Meanwell here. We consider them to be the best non-dimmable drivers on the market. They come without plugs as they're sold all over the world. You can hardwire these to a simple on and off switch, or you can even put a local plug on it. So you can pop these into an outlet. We have the HLG driver. These ones come in bigger sizes. They have a significantly longer warranty at 7 years, just like the Astric Universal. And the Meanwell LPV, they're a little lower in cost. They're good if you have any budget issues, but they do have shorter warranties. I believe about 2 years on those ones. I'll have to double check that. Finally, we have the plug-in driver. Warranties are a little shorter. They kind of look a little bit like laptop chargers. The great thing about this one is it's absolutely the easiest one to install. If you have any clients that are not too confident doing the electrical work of using a Meanwell or maybe an Asterisk, the plug-in driver will do the trick. And as the name suggests, it just plugs into your standard outlet and delivers power to your LEDs. Okay. Okay.
Sorry, Dan. I think we have a question there.
Sure. Oh, Q&A. Okay, so yes, we have a question coming in. It says, what type of connectors are you using for the LED strip? That is an excellent question. I think that might be. Yep, there you go. Perfect timing. So next we're covering accessories, which will cover the connectors as well. Okay, so just looking from top left and going right, well, I'll walk you through these. So we carry different types of wire. It's plenum rated. We have it for 2 conductor for the white lights. We have different RGB options all the way up to 6 conductor. We carry these in 25 or 250 foot reels. Next, we have a silicon sealant. Great for outdoor tape when you have to cut those and use with the connectors. I'll come on to that in a moment. Next one is an adhesive tape. It comes in a 100-foot roll. Fantastic for mounting the channels. Next one is a little junction box if you have to do any wire connections, especially in a damp environment. This one's pretty good. On the second row, this little black power supply. This is used to power some of our switches that require 24-volt power. We sell this accessory on the side. This little black and green coaxial connector. This works with the plug-in power supply to allow you to wire it. And to answer the question I got a second ago, the next lot, these are the connectors. So we have on the middle row, the 2 white connectors. The bottom left, another white connector. They're all wet rated connectors. The first one joins 2 LEDs together. The second one delivers power to an outdoor LED. And the third one gives an 8-inch gap for an outdoor LED to facilitate any corners, any bends. To my knowledge, I don't believe any other companies are selling these outdoor connectors. They do eliminate the need to solder, and they're really, really nice used in conjunction with the silicon sealant. Again, no soldering needed when on site, and they should give a seamless connection for any indirect lighting sources when using outdoor lights. The final 3 photos are pretty much the same thing. They're just built for indoor use. We have all different types. We have them for white lights, tunable lights, RGB tunable, RGB. The first one is strip to power. The second one is to connect 2 strips together with a little gap in the middle. We do have some 90s as well for the hard Ls. And the last connector just bridges 2 LEDs together. But all of these connectors should eliminate the need to solder in the field, which is always nice. Okay, number 5 is controls. So as previously mentioned, there are many different ways to control these lights. You can go conventional dimming with a switch, which covers most of the white lights, and there are a couple of other options for your RGBs, for your tunable whites and whatnot. Okay, so one of the most popular options, especially at residential level, is the Leona Pro Smart Home Control System. So the key piece here, after you've wired in your light and you have your power, this little piece, this little white controller or receiver is going to be wired in the middle. This allows you to control the lights from a cell phone or a tablet if you have adequate Wi-Fi coverage. The cool thing about this is it has its own app, has the Leona app. It works with a couple of big ones as well, such as Google Home and Amazon Alexa, so it can even be set up for voice control. Within that app, you can schedule different scenes, depending on what you want. You can set it to circadian rhythm, to be different colors, different shades during the day. There's a bunch you can do with that. Also, you can have different users. It's not just one phone rules the roost there. You can have a couple of phones hooked up to that, and you can have multiple zones through a home. So this one has been a massive seller, especially with the residential clients. An addition on top of that, if people are not too interested in getting overly technical, setting it up and using an app, which I know lots of clients, it's not something they're going to be interested in, you can add a very simple RF remote, which has a working distance of about 98 feet. It lets you turn the system on and off, dim it, color change, tune the lights, and you can have a few independent zones as well. The cool thing is the Wi-Fi app and the remote, you can use one or the other, or they will work in harmony as well for just extra control options. Okay, in the Leona family, we also have a Leona plug. I have some of these in my house that I plug in for my Christmas lights, and it integrates with my system for my RGB under cabinet lights. You can plug these in pretty much anywhere, and so within that app, you can control different devices in your home, flick them on and off. And finally, the outlet itself, which functions just the same as the plug, but of course, it's going to be hardwired in there. We also partner with another company, Ambient Tech. Those guys are based out of Brooklyn, and they have some pretty cool options. So they offer their own drivers, and they have a more conventional looking wall switch. One of them is just to control static white lights, dimmable, and they have a really cool one, which actually lets you dim and tune the CCT of a tunable white light as well. Not only can that be done from the wall, it can also be done via an app. And on top of that, it integrates with the Leona system as well. So plenty you can do from those. And we do get lots of requests. People still want to use the wall switches here and there. A lot of big players like Leviton and Lutron, they're a bit more limited in terms of controls for tunable white, but Ambient Tech fill the gap quite nicely here. They do let you dim and tune the white lights from the wall as well, which is a pretty nice feature. Okay, so we also carry a few different DMX options. We carry some of the DMX connectors, the DMX decoders, and some of the controllers themselves. We get a lot of requests for these, more so for commercial projects, and we find they're a really useful option, especially when using an RGB light in a project that's going to be on a bigger scale. The beauty of DMX, I mean, it's been around for 50 some years for a reason. It's pretty reliable technology. It lets you upscale a project and have it all wired together and work seamlessly together as well. So we have three fairly basic but reliable options at the top. The DMX Lite, it's a simple wall switch. We have one for RGB, we have one for the tunable white lights, and we have one for the RGB plus tunable white. They all let you turn the lights on and off from this wall panel. You can dim, and you can even change the color as well. There are a couple of preset scenes on there. Those ones are pretty useful, once again, when it's something a little more scaled up. Below that, we also have programmable DMX controllers from a company based out of Florida called Nicolaudi. These ones are definitely more high-end in terms of price point. They would be ideal for commercial installations. The first one you see, the Slesser U9, it's plugged into a computer, the software there. Everything's programmed there and then. You can really mix it up. You can have your favorite sports teams' colors. You can program it to show different colors for specific holidays. This one is all done via computer. The next two, the Stick DE3 and the Stick CW4, they do all the same stuff. They work with the same software, but they do allow for an actual interface. As you can see, these two are a bit more user-friendly. They mount to the wall. And so on top of the programming that you've done, you can also just go over and tap in what you want there. Main difference, the Stick DE3, you can control 4 different zones from that panel, whereas the Stick CW4 is for a single zone. But again, these 2 to 3, all higher end commercial options. Yeah, again, any questions, just feed them through the Q&A. I'll answer those as we go along. Okay, do you have a wireless mesh option, we're asked? Okay, so the Bluetooth mesh system. At the moment, we don't. We did trial one in the past. We did opt to go for the Wi-Fi route with the Leona family with that one. But again, if it's something that you see a large need for, please send that request through, and we'd be open to exploring that again in the future. Okay, 6, system configuration. So yeah, back to front on a typical LED setup here. we went through most of the different steps, and here you can see it all coming to fruition. So basically, you have your power source connected to a light switch, whether that's a simple on and off light switch or a dimmable one, as you can see in this diagram. And that's going through to control the dimmable driver in this situation. Next is a connector, clipping onto the LED itself. There's no extrusion shown here, but of course you could have the LEDs in an extrusion. Okay. Step number 7, we do get requests from clients, say without the technical know-how and expertise, that just kind of want a turnkey solution, something that they can order and they know all the parts are going to come ready to go out of the box. So yeah, if you're looking for something quick and easy on a smaller scale, we've got a number of different options here for both dry and wet location installations. So for example, this one is showing the Allure wet location. That is our one of our lower output white lights. And so what that comes with is a industry standard 5-meter or 16-foot spool of a wet rated IP65 light. It comes with the dimmable driver we spoke about. It comes with 5 of the jumper connectors, little tube of silicone to help seal those. 5 of the starter connectors as well. Comes with a little terminal box for wiring. And oh, sorry, I should have mentioned it comes with the it's just the light, the power supply, and the connectors, but there are options to add to make some additions. So you can opt for the remote system we mentioned with Wi-Fi, a few different types of connectors and sealants and whatnot that we can add on for you, no problem. Okay. Okay. Another example is one of the RGB tunable white kits, IP20. So again, this one comes with a power supply, it comes with a light, some connectors, and the Leona Pro controller to give you Wi-Fi control straight out of the box. And you can add on a plug if you want it to be a plug-in setup instead of hardwire, put a remote on top to work in harmony with the Wi-Fi system, extra connectors, and of course, perhaps some extrusions to give this the finishing touch. Okay, next section is talking about newest products, ones that we have recently launched. So I spoke about this briefly on the strip light section. This one again is the Roam RGB W58 LED tape light. This one, as I mentioned, has a 4-in-1 system. So it's a larger LED. The SMD itself will produce color changing lighting and that beautiful 3000 Kelvin warm white we spoke about as well. That's the 4-in-1 quad chip. A lot of other companies are staggering their RGB with a white light, a colored, a white light, a colored. We've integrated ours so that you have a tighter LED pitch. So if you pick white mode or color, it's still going to look a little bit more seamless behind a frosted cover. Great thing about this is the white is high CRI, 93 rating there. So anything you put under that, whether it's a nice bowl of fruit, sports jersey, some jewelry, the colors are going to look true. They're going to pop. They're going to look just like they should and not washed out like they would in the fluorescence. This one has a max run length of 16 feet and it is pretty powerful. But multiple controllers, you can run these in parallel, kind of mix it up. But 16 foot is the max run on this. So yeah, you're getting vibrant colors and warm lighting in the same strip. Okay. Okay, next one is the Zenith 66 tape light. This one is extremely bright. As it outlines here, we have a brightness up to 891 lumens per foot, 36 LEDs every foot. So a pretty tight LED pitch there with 36 LEDs every foot. Means it's going to look like a really linear light behind a frosted cover in an extrusion. Incredibly high CRI, up to 97, and you can make runs of 20 feet. As it's so powerful, we do recommend heat sinking this, always putting this guy in an extrusion. It's going to produce a little more heat, but certainly once you turn it on, you'll see why that's the case, given the brightness. As the CRI goes so high, up to 97, and it's so bright, a lot of clients like to use this for displays and even photography as well. It's been really useful for those applications. Next one is the Ethos 73. So we've had a lot of requests for pre-diffused light, and Ethos is a great option for this. So number one, it's pre-diffused. It does have a protective cover over the front with an IP67 rating. Technically temporarily submersible, but fully fine to be out there in the rain. IP67 pre-diffuse, so we would recommend putting it on a aluminum backing, but doesn't necessarily need to go inside of a sophisticated extrusion. Again, pre-diffused. CRI on this one's pretty high, around 94, so everything's going to look just as crisp. And then you've got that incredibly high brightness of 805 lumens per foot, and it's fully dimmable. So you're not always going to be stuck at that. You can mix it up, change the brightness level. But yeah, this is a fantastic option for bright outdoor pre-diffused light. Okay, this one has been it's a fairly new addition to our family of products, and we're getting asked about this one a lot. Every time we display this at trade shows or anytime we send out samples, people are very interested to know more about it, how it can be integrated, how it can be used. So the Engage 36 RGB digital tape light, you can enjoy millions of possibilities, create beautiful, dynamic, or inspiring effects with this digital RGB strip. So the cool thing about this one, it works off the ICWS 2811. So what that is, every 6 LEDs works as its own pixel. So depending on the control you have, if you have the ability to do this, perhaps with DMX, every 6 LEDs can be controlled individually. What that lets you do in your 32-foot max run length is you can create different scenes, you can do chasing patterns, you can do strobing. It can be used at residential level. We've done a lot of bars, restaurants, nightclubs. I believe we had a large order for a Toyota dealership in the last couple of months where they utilized this outside. Again, it is available in an outdoor IP65 format, but this one's it's been fantastically popular given the chasing and strobing effects and how much you can do when programming this one. Finally, we have the Vital tape line. This one's great as it's really nice in terms of cost. It's engineered with a 2-ounce PCB instead of 4-ounce. So the warranty on this one is 7 years, but it's a very low cost. It's at least half the cost of some of the spec grade options. It still has CRI of around about 90. But yeah, if you have a project where budget is an issue and you need to, cross-quote value engineer something where the money's simply not there, value is a great option. And compared to a lot of competitors who might only offer, say, a 2, 3, possibly 5-year warranty on something like this, we're still confident in its quality. It is UL listed, of course. We will offer 7 years on this one. We carry it indoor and outdoor, and we have 2 different levels of brightness. We have 100 lumens per foot for the more low-key lights, as you can see in one of those photos, little staircase rail and the vanity mirror there. And we have 300 lumens as well. So if you have a project where there's something bright specced into there and you do need to kind of be a little more wary on the budget, the Vital 300 is going to slot in there nicely. As you can see, we stock this in 3000 Kelvin and 5000 Kelvin. Should have brought it up earlier, but we do stock all the indoor lights in 16-foot increments and 100-foot increments as well. Both are entirely field cuttable and in stock, ready to go in California. Okay, some of the other latest additions to the product line away from the strip lights themselves. You have the SPI DMX decoder. So this one is designed to work with those high-end wall panels, those Nickel-Audi DMX controls you saw earlier. But this one specifically works with that digital RGB, the one with the cool strobing, the chasing effect. This slots between your power supply and the light, and it's kind of like the brains of the operation. It receives the signals from the computer program or whatever someone's touching on the panel itself and translates that into a beautiful light on the strip itself. Another one that's just arrived is the aluminum channel rollable lens, which has been a bit of a game changer for us. So the logistics of course, lots of clients, they're looking for extrusions in longer lengths, ideally a 10, 15, 20-foot length of extrusion, has been tricky logistically to move around the country, without crazy costs and whatnot these days. But the cool thing about the rollable lens is you can use smaller fragmented extrusions, whether they're 3-footers or 6-footers, and you can lay this out on top of it. And so you're going to get a nice seamless light without any breaks for 10 meters or 32 feet and 8 inches. It's going to give you a really nice seamless line. Cool thing is we have this in frosted, and for the direct lighting fixtures where you want to hide as much of those LED spots and dots as possible, we have the opal option as well. It is field cuttable if you need it to be. Okay, final section. Coming soon, we've got a few products in the pipeline that should be released between probably about now and mid to late Q3. So one of them is the Leona digital control system. Spoke to you guys about the Leona controls, all the cool things it can do, the scheduling, the automation, the phone control. This is going to be in addition to that family, but it's going to work for the RGB digital, the one with the chasing, the pixel, the strobing. While that works fantastically with DMX, I understand that can be a little complex for some installations. If you're looking for residential use, something that will be a little easier for a contractor to install, perhaps a little bit more user-friendly in terms of the programming, this is going to be a game changer for that. So it will integrate with the Leona family, and it will work with our digital Engage RGB tape light. This should be coming probably early Q3, so next couple of months, you should see this arrive on the website, and we will be sending an email about it upon release, of course. Another one is a neon option that we're looking to onboard, 32-foot run lengths. Unlike your traditional LEDs, all the ones I just spoke about, this, it bends on a completely different plane. Instead of, if it's flat on a desk, instead of being able to bend it upwards, you can make left to right bends. Bend radius about 1.5 inches, I believe. So if you're doing like larger lettering or certain larger signs that are curved, this is a really nice option. And the real cool thing about this is it is outdoor rated as well and fully diffused. It will be launching with an RGB option, which we've done quite a few projects with in the past, where we've special ordered this for custom projects to great success. Okay, so to conclude, if you need help, you can always reach out to myself, to Frank. We have a full team, a fully staffed team, Monday through Friday, where you can call us, email us. The website has chat as well, a well-staffed chat. And we do have a few different email addresses there. So we have our general email address for customer service, info@évoralight.com. Basic stuff, anything you need to ask about services, products, technical questions, shipping, anything can go through this. We do have quotes at évoralight.com. That's going to be for project support. So it's questions about a specific project. If you need a quote, you can give us all the information in the world. You can give us whatever you have. Those guys are going to be very helpful piecing that together for you. And then finally, we do have a technical line as well. support@évoralight.com with the corresponding phone number. If that's, you're on site or whatever that may be, you've got the product in your hands, something doesn't quite seem to add up, give those guys an email or a call Monday through Friday. We've got you fully covered there. Okay. And I'll pass this over to the marketing team. I think
Yeah,
maybe they had something to say. So, Manuela,
sure.
please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dan. So, thank you again, everyone, for attending to our webinar today. And I wanted to know if you had any questions regarding future webinar topics, any educational topic that you would like to see us presenting in the future. Either you can write it in the QA section or email us at marketing@évoralight.com. It will be really helpful for us. And another question that we would like to ask you today is in regards of products, like any other product that you would like us see carrying. Feel free to either message us on the QA section or email us at the same email address, marketing@évoralight.com. So thank you very much.
Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for coming.
Sorry, one more thing. You're going to receive a recording of today's presentation. And this presentation that Dan was sharing, you are going to receive that. So thank you very much.
I see that a question came through as well. Question came through asking Let's see. Using the Allure as an example, the max run on the spec sheet is 39 inches. This exceeds the 96 max output for Class 2 installation. How is this possible? That's a very good question. Okay, so just bring you back to where we mentioned the Allure. Okay, so the max run length is indeed stated. It is a long max run length. It is 49 feet, which in this case, am I looking at the right one? So the Allure is 49 feet. It's 1.5. That's not right. 3.5. 49 feet by 3.5. Yep, that's a 171 watt demand there. So you're absolutely right. It would not be Class 2 compliant. We just list the maximum run length in case there's a project that doesn't require it to be Class 2 compliant. I know that's going to be the case for probably 95% of projects. And in that case, using the Allure, we would only recommend using a total of about 25 feet if it must meet Class 2 compliancy. If there isn't a need for that, and I've seen it in some states with some inspectors where they don't mind that, you can push the board out and use 49, but we would recommend staying 25 feet to be Class 2 compliant. Another question, can you put this presentation on the website and a header to bring it up? I'm sure that's something that marketing can address there. Possibly.
On the website, I don't know, maybe we can try, but definitely we will email you this presentation and recording.
Perfect. Okay, another question came through. Will the ethos strip be available in RGBW one day or something similar for outdoor? Okay, so I think you're looking for an outdoor option pre-diffused for RGBW ideally. That's a fantastic question. We have had requests for that quite a bit. So when we're at trade shows, people are very impressed by that sample we have out, and they do ask. It leads on to, is there an RGBW option, and will there be? Not quite sure. I will present that to the product team, and if it's something that we can build, then I don't see why not. But yeah, I'm going to feed that by the guys, and yeah, I'll reach out if that's something that we're able to develop and launch.
Okay, any other questions? Okay. I think that was all then. Frank, I think you're muted. We can't hear you.
Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us today. Again, Frank Pangilinan, the Business Development Manager. If you have any questions, you can email me, frank at Évoralight.com, or Dan Lappin for the West Coast Regional at Dan at Évoralight.com as well. Appreciate everyone's time, and hope to see you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.